Okay, so let's step into a different kind of place for a few minutes. Imagine a village, a bustling place where the line between our world and the spirit world is, well, it's so thin you could almost reach out and touch it. This is where our story begins, a powerful parable about life, death, and everything in between, right at that crossroads. Now, this isn't just some old folk tale. At its heart, it's a lesson. A lesson that suggests that if we can learn to acknowledge death in all its forms, the good, the bad, the quiet, the loud, we might just unlock the secret to living a much richer life right now. So picture this. The whole village is buzzing with energy for Gede, the festival to honor the ancestors. And in the middle of it all, an old woman makes a decision. She's not just going to make a simple offering. No, she's going to build something grand. A bridge, really. An altar to act as a beacon, calling the spirits to come and celebrate with the living. You know, any great project needs a solid foundation, right? Well, this altar is no different. And this woman, she knows that every single thing she chooses, from the fabric to the food, isn't just for show. It's a word in a sacred language, something that speaks directly to the spirit she's inviting. So she gets to work. First, she drapes a table in these heavy, deep purple and black cloths. It's a nod to both the sadness of loss and the regal power of the dead. Then, right in the center, she places a crucifix. But it's not just a religious symbol here. Think of it more like an X on a treasure map, marking the exact spot where two worlds touch. And finally, she scatters some dried corn and peanuts, a little snack for the spirits after their long journey. And that really gets to the whole point of the altar. It has to be a feast for the eyes, something beautiful that draws the spirits in. But even more important, it has to be a feast for the soul, filled with things that nourish their memory. This foundation she's just laid, it's the anchor for all the beautiful chaos that's about to come. Okay, and this is where the story gets really interesting. The altar isn't going to be just one general tribute. Instead, the woman divides the whole space into three sections to honor three very different aspects of death, all represented by the powerful leaders of the Gede, known as the Baron's family. Each one gets their own little corner with their own specific offerings that reflect who they are. So let's start on the right side. This section is dedicated to Baron Lacroix. He represents death in its quietest, most thoughtful form. You know, the silent grave, the keeper of memories. And this whole corner of the altar just radiates that calm, dignified energy. And the items she places for him are just perfect. There's a silver goblet filled with black, unsweetened coffee for that bitter wisdom that comes with the end. Next to it, an old pocket watch and some reading glasses, showing his control over time and memory. And finally, a single white candle with a flame that doesn't even flicker. It's as steady and quiet as he is. If you were to stand in front of this part of the altar, you'd feel it. There's this distinct chill in the air, a smell of old books and damp earth. It's a space designed for you to think, to face the end not with fear, but with a kind of quiet understanding. All right, now let's do a complete 180. The left side is the polar opposite. It's reserved for the fiery, unpredictable, and let's be honest, kind of dangerous Baron Criminal. If Lacroix is the quiet end, Criminal is the raw, violent struggle for justice and survival. And his offerings are intense. We're talking a heavy iron chain coiled up like a snake, wrapped around a bottle of rum that's been infused with hot peppers. There's a sharp machete, a handful of iron nails, all acknowledging his role as a fierce protector. And a bowl of goat meat, spiced up to match his fiery energy. Yeah, this side of the altar is not calm. It actually feels hot. You can almost hear it crackling with this raw, untamed power. This is death as a fight. It's a powerful reminder that the dead aren't just gone. They can still fight for the living. And now for the main event. Right in the center, the most prominent spot of all is for the master of ceremonies, the king of the graveyard himself, Baron Samedi. He's the charismatic, fun-loving leader who perfectly captures the great contradiction of death. And just look at what she's put out for him. A top hat and sunglasses perched right on top of a skull. I mean, that's death with some serious style, right? There are expensive cigars, a bottle of fine rum, because Baron Samedi is here to party. And his cane is leaning right against the table like he's ready to step out and get the celebration started. See, by putting him in the middle, Baron Samedi becomes the bridge. He connects the quiet sadness of Lacroix with the fiery justice of Criminal. His presence is a bold declaration that death isn't just one thing. It's a deep tragedy, sure, but it can also be a loud, wild, life-affirming celebration. The old woman has done her part, but the altar isn't finished just yet. As the sun starts to set, the rest of the community, drawn to what she's created, starts to come. They add their own energy, and the altar transforms from one woman's tribute into a beacon for everyone. And what a transformation it is. Kids run up with handfuls of bright orange marigolds, creating this living frame around all the symbols of death. It's a beautiful reminder that life and decay are forever linked. People light dozens more candles, and their flickering lights make everything on the table seem like it's dancing. The air fills up with the smell of incense and hot pepper, a signal that the path is open and the spirits are welcome. So there it is. The altar is complete, this living thing that's glowing in the darkness. But what does it all really mean? What is this beautiful creation trying to teach all of us about how to actually live? Well, it's all about that balance, isn't it? The altar doesn't pick a side. It doesn't say death is only sad, and it doesn't say it's only a party. It holds both things at the same time, the somber reality and the vibrant celebration, all in perfect harmony. And that really gets to the old woman's wisdom. She wasn't afraid of the sharp machete or the silent pocket watch because she didn't see them as separate, scary things. She understood they were just different sides of the same coin. By making a home for all of them, she showed everyone that acceptance, not fear, is the real key. And what happens when you lead with acceptance? The spirits arrive. But they don't come as monsters. They show up as honored guests. They come to laugh, to dance, and to share what they know. The altar turns something potentially scary into a joyful, enlightening family reunion. So this altar became a literal bridge of light between two worlds. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? How can we, in our own lives, build a bridge like that? One that honors both the darkness and the light, our own losses and our own celebrations. Ultimately, I think this whole story leaves us with one powerful truth. The altar proves that while everything else might fade away, memory, when we actively honor it, when we celebrate it, that's the one thing that lasts. It's the one thing that death can never, ever truly take from us.